Hi Reception, welcome to our literacy lesson. So this lesson has got two parts. The first part is now. I want to ask you about what stories we have been learning about in literacy. Can you remember? Yeah, we learned about Red Riding Hood, about Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and about Billy Goat's Gruff. What are all those stories? They're all called something. Do you know what they're called? They're called fairy tales. Amazing. And what happens at the beginning of a fairy tale? What happens first? We always say once upon a time. Amazing. And what happens at the end of a fairy tale? They all live happily ever after. That's right. Well done. So at the beginning we have once upon a time, and at the end they live happily ever after. Are those fairy tales real stories? Did they really happen in real life? No, they are stories, aren't they? Well done. They're stories. Somebody has made those stories up because they are fun to listen to. Okay? They're good stories. You know that because you had a go at making up your very own story yourselves, didn't you, just before our holidays? So, fairy tales are made up stories. But there are some kinds of books that don't have made up stories in. These kinds of books are called information books, but their special fancy word is non-fiction books. Can you say that? My turn, non-fiction. Your turn? A non-fiction book has information inside. So if we wanted to find something out, we could go and look in a non-fiction or an information book to find something out. There are lots of different information or non-fiction books. There are some about space. There are some about animals. There are some about the human body. So you could find out anything that you want from the non-fiction or information books. Usually you'd find these kinds of books in libraries, but I know because of the silly virus we can't go to a library at the moment. If I wanted to find something out then, where else could I go to find something out? Who else could I ask? I could ask Mummy or Daddy. What else could we use to find out some information? Amazing, well done. You could use the internet. Good job. You could use the internet to find out information. We know that because we've done it already, haven't we? We asked a question to Google or any of the other search engines to find out the answers to our questions, to find out some information. Now, there are another kind of information books, and these information books tell us how to do something. Recipe books. Now, your mummies and daddies might have some recipe books at home, and they tell us how to make things. They tell us how to make yummy dinners. They tell us how to make yummy cakes and all sorts of things. We are going to have a go at making our very own recipe book. We are going to try and write the recipe on how to make a pancake. Now, before we do that, we need to know how to make a pancake. So watch the next video as part of our literacy lesson, and then later in the week we will write our own recipe, our own non-fiction information recipe book. See you soon.